Now let's listen to the turbine.
We'll get back to them two-wheel trucks directly. But right now, we got some other business to attend to. Because when we come back, we're going to see a whole different kind of madness. Mower madness, if you will. You want to talk about walls? Then you want to talk about the lawnmower races I had here a while back up there in Mendota, Illinois. Them boys got wilder than a monkey in a hailstorm. So let's take a look. On your mark, get set, mow!
And they're off. Last year in Rockford, Illinois, at the Staybill National Riding Lawnmower Championships in the BP class, it was all Bob Cleveland leading from start to finish in that snapper mower. Number 16, BP Bob Cleveland took his second title in as many years. In the effects final, it was the big three, Chuck Miller, Mike Miller, and Kevin Penny going head-to-head in the effects final. Chuck Miller got off to an early lead and kept that lead as he fought off challenges by Kevin Penny and Mike Miller to take his second crown. They're all three here today for a Mowdown Showdown from Mendota.
Just tell me I'm crazy, basically, for doing that. I can't believe I go that fast on a lawnmower.
They think you're a little loose upstairs, but, you know, yeah, I guess you got to be to run these things the way we do.
It's funny to see people when I'm out testing up and down the road come out and they look, you know, and then they come down and see what it is, you know.
Most of the time when I say I race lawnmowers, they think that I'm actually pushing one and running behind it.
First of all, they're like, why lawnmowers?
And haven't had too many negatives on it, but everybody wants to see it when they come in.
And then he said, how fast do they go? And we pretty much told him 50 miles an hour. And he says, well, how do you keep up with them if they're going that fast?
It's fun. There's a lot of good competition. I mean, there's close action, and it's fun.
Will it cut grass? Of course, I say no. It doesn't even get on grass. And how fast will it go? Well, early in the day, it starts, you know, about 60 miles an hour. But, you know, you get tired of answering 60, and later on it might get on up there to 70 or 80, you know, before the day's over.
Today, the United States Lawnmower Racing Association presents the Staybill Central Illinois Regionals from Mendota City Park here in Mendota, Illinois. It's a great day for racing. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Moss, and welcome to the first of 4 telecasts here on TNN's Motor Madness. We're talking lawnmower racing. Nobody knows any better than David Stanfield. Dave, great day for racing.
I've never cut grass in my life, but I love racing. We've got 4 races, 2 venues. The other venue's up at Rockford. It's indoors. It's an oval track on very fast clay surface. But here at Mendota, awesome road course, actually on grass. It's going to turn to dirt and then maybe clay. But we have 5 turns. It's a quarter of a mile long. The front straightaways and the back straight very fast, up to 50 miles per hour, the FX machines can go. But the trick to this course is turn number 2. It's a right-hander, and a lot of people aren't used to that. One other thing, it's endurance. Can the machine hold up for your kidneys? Because it's a lot of bumps out there, and there's no suspension on the FX machines.
All right, let's take a look at our early round highlights. Let's get to that right now. In the BP class, let's look at Al Bitterman from Lake Zurich, Illinois. Dave, he qualified 3rd, and he has his machine running well.
Early morning conditions, great. He went out there, practiced a couple laps, and all of a sudden picked up the speed in qualifying. 3rd place is good, but not as good as 2nd. Greg Honchel out of Urbana, Ohio, getting used to the course. He says he's very conservative, but he showed some speed down the straightaway. And the man of the hour, qualifying fastest, was none other than Bob Cleveland, 2-time BP National Champion aboard the Snapperizer from Locust Grove, Georgia. He was the fastest qualifier in the Be Prepared class. Now let's go down to Steve Moss.
Thanks, Dave. There's 2 classes you're going to be seeing today. It's the BP and the effects. The BP are basic standard lawnmowers. They've changed their tires and their suspension and gearing, but they'll go about 45 miles an hour. The big machine is the factory experimental or the effects. These have changed their suspension, blueprinted and balanced their motors, re-geared it, and they'll go 65 miles an hour. These machines have one thing in common. They both have no blades. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Steve. Let's take a look at this Mendota road course. I love it. Mike Westerville, brand manager of Stateville, did a great job in redesigning this. It is a road course with a fast front straightaway into a decreasing radius, turn number 1. You got a lot of speed. You got to slow it down to make a right-hand turn number 2. And watch out for the hay bales there. A lot of guys aren't going to be used to that. Get some speed. Out of turn number 3, the back straightaway. Very important. Maybe not a lot of passing, but you can close in on people into turn number 4, a sweeping left-hander, another sweeping left-hander into turn number 5, and back to the start-finish.
All right, look at our starting grid for the BP. Now, these are the qualifiers for the BP. Out of a random draw, there's how they'll start. Al Bitterman, Bob Cleveland, Greg Honchel, Jim Van Hosen, and Michael Bonville. We're set to go with the green flag here.
And they get the ready, set, mow. Le Mans start, and yes, you want to be able to plug in your kill button quick and get to a good start. It was Honchel off first. Now he's having trouble with his machine. Take a look. Bob Cleveland out of Locust Grove, the 2-time national champion, negotiating turn 1 and 2, and he's got the lead. Doesn't look like he's carrying a lot of speed right now, but in fact he is. Let's see him pick it up down the back straightaway.
Bobby Cleveland with that snapperizer, 16 BP, kind of feeling out the course. He's got the lead. Tough to pass here today, Dave. Most of it will be done in turns 2 and 3.
A lot of braking going on, and they're probably not used to that here, coming into that decreasing radius turn, laying on the brakes to be able to make that right-hand turn, and Bob Cleveland says, that's a tricky one for me. Don't want to go into the hay bales.
He's got a sport he's developing that doesn't require hay bales. Let's take a listen.
I think that a new sport, a good new sport would be something to do with your recliner. You know, you can get into that thing. You'd think you're at home and you could just go down the hill. You know, you could sling that thing back, go on down the hill, and you know what would be good is if you got your remote and had your TV out in front, and you got going down, you racing down the hill, and you had to change your dadgum TV at least 10 times, which I can do no problem. And well, that's with this hand. This hand, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have beer. Well, you can drink beer without spilling it, I'm sure. And then what you do is use your feet as the steering sticks. That way you can leave both hands free to do the changing and the drinking. What do you think about that?
Dave, I think it's a great idea, recliner racing, something maybe in the future. Right now, Bobby Cleveland's got his hands full because Greg Honchel is reeling Bob Cleveland in.
Greg Honchel aboard the Gates Belt Special, currently in second, and he is number 52 in the V prepared class. Trying to move up on this man right here, number 16 BP, Bob Cleveland out of Locust Grove, Georgia, aboard the Snapperizer. And actually his occupation is designing snapper lawnmowers. He loves his machine, knows them very well.
He's been doing it for 21 years, Dave, and he's definitely got a nice machine he's on right now. It does real well, got a lot of power, but so does this man, Greg Honchel, currently in second.
Your leader into turn number 1, Bob Cleveland. Rumor has it from the pits that he's losing his brakes and having trouble negotiating the turns. A lapper, Jim Van Hosen in between, followed by Greg Honchel in second, and Bonville hits the hay bale.
He takes a hay bath, Dave. It looks like he's okay, but Bob Cleveland's still in the lead. There's Bonville now. We're under caution. That'll put Bonville way back in the pack into 5th position, and there's your leader right now, Bobby Cleveland.
Well, we should take a look at that one more time. A lot of action in the turns here on this road course. Michael Bonville paying the price of coming out of that turn number 1 too strong. He is pushing his machine, does not get any traction, and into the hay bales he goes.
Don't go away. More madness when we return.
The fans have been a big supporter of all of Winston Cup racing, not just Ernie Irvin, but, you know, again, that's what kind of makes it all worthwhile. It's just like having a family, but, you know, with the fans, the family is, you know, 150, 200,000 people big. You know, when you come to the racetrack, you're part of a big family. The NASCAR family is awesome. The NASCAR family is awesome, but these race fans what make it all worthwhile. And you know, all the prize money in the world doesn't make a whole lot of difference. But when you get to take a victory lap once you win a race, and people are all waving and cheering, whether they're an Earnhardt fan or Gordon fan or whether they're an Irvin fan, it's pretty awesome when they're all cheering.